I became a quadriplegic at 20 years old. I found myself living on a pension. No financial assets, no house, no investments, no businesses. But over time, I discovered something that completely changed how I thought about wealth. Most people think the reason they're broke is because they don't have any assets. They think if I just had some stocks, a side hustle, or even maybe an investment property, then things would finally change. But what if the real problem isn't that you don't have assets? What if the real problem is that you're ignoring the assets you already have, the ones you just aren't paying attention to? In this video, I'm going to show you 5 assets that almost everyone has, but poor people rarely develop them and maybe even ignore them. And once you understand these, once I understood these, it completely changed my life. Being a quadriplegic meant I couldn't rely on my previous plan of using my muscles to earn money. But when I started to develop these hidden assets, things began to change. Today, I want to walk you through them because if you learn to develop these assets, these financial assets, these will often, develop financial assets. So let's start up with the first hidden asset most people ignore. And number 3, you might actually be the most powerful one. It's the one that might change your life. Okay, the first hidden asset most people overlook is, drum roll, their skills. Most people focus on making money, but instead, you need to develop the skills that actually produce money. Income is rarely determined by how hard you work. If you go and dig a hole in the middle of the desert, you might be sweating out. You might be really hard to do. It's hard work, but who wants a hole in the desert? No one. Income is actually determined by the value you create in the marketplace, the value of your skills that you're bringing. 2 people can both work 40 hours a week. One makes 800 and the other makes 8,000. Most of the time, the hardest working people in the hotel are the housekeeping staff, the cleaners, the people that make over the beds and clean the rooms. But the most person earning the most money is usually the CEO, the manager, right? The boss. Why? Because they're creating different values in the marketplace. It's not the hours that they're putting in, it's the skills. And poor people tend to ask the question, how can I make more money? But wealth builders ask a different question. What skills do I need to develop that make me more valuable in the marketplace? Skills like communication, learning how to articulate yourself clearly so that other people can understand you. Sales. If you're in any sort of business, you're selling something, whether you realize it or not. And to be able to sell something well is a great skill. Problem solving. Think about the only problems that make it to the President of the United States of America only make it there because no one else could solve it. So he's a great problem solver. Leadership, marketing. These skills can be continually developed. They can completely change your financial future. Learn how to communicate. Learn how to sell. Learning how to sell is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. When I started selling, I was terrible. I was on a call center. I was outbound. My friend would make 30, 40 calls and hit his target, 3 or 4 targets, 3 or 4 sales for the day. Me, I was so bad that I had to make 100 calls in a day, just working, call after call after call, and I'd be lucky to get 1 or 2. He could smash his targets, his KPIs. Me, I was struggling to meet them. I had to develop the skill to learn how to sell. When I was younger, I didn't have these financial assets yet, but I started learning these skills. How money works, how to communicate my ideas through this YouTube channel, how to think differently about wealth. Money usually doesn't come first. Skills come first. And when skills increase, often income follows. The second hidden asset most people overlook is they often overlook their network. Number 2, network. And you might have even heard people say your net worth is your net worth. Your network, sorry, is your net worth. And when I say network, I'm not talking about having thousands of followers on social media. I'm talking about relationships in your life. Many opportunities in life don't come from what you know, they come from who you know. I can think of most of the jobs I've had, apart from one job that I got through relationships. Pretty much, yeah, all except for one, McDonald's. McDonald's was the only job I got, wasn't through relationships. I remember I started working with my brother. He was working full time and I was just out of school, and I started working part time with him. Remember, for a neighbor. He used to install Christmas decorations in shopping centers. I had a relationship with him, started working with him. I remember getting a job. I did an apprenticeship with someone, built a relationship, and then he offered me work as a mechanic. I remember that call center job was a friend at church. All these are through relationships. Opportunities come through relationships. And that's not about using people. It's about building genuine relationships with people who are growing you, learning you, building, and you can give back to them. Most people try to succeed in isolation, but wealth is often created through collaboration. Think about it. Think about business partnerships, mentors, referrals, introductions, opportunities you never knew existed. These almost always come through people, talking to people, saying, this is what I'm working on. What are you working on? Let's see if we can do something together. One conversation can change your life. One introduction can be an open door that you didn't even know existed. So instead of asking, what can I get from people, ask a better question. How can I bring value to the people around me? That ties in nicely to what I was talking about before, about perspective. Instead of going to people and just saying, I want to get something from you, but what can I bring? Who can I introduce to you? Imagine if you just went to everyone you thought of, every relationship, and you said, this person has a need, go and find out what it is, talk to them, ask them, be genuinely interested, and then think, who could I introduce them to that might help them with their need? People would love you. That'd be a great opportunity, great way to expand your network. Your network expands your opportunity, and the people you consistently spend time with will often influence the direction of your life. But the third asset, this might be actually the most powerful one, because there's something very powerful about this one. Are you ready? Number 3, your story. Most people think that their story disqualifies them, when in reality, it might be the very thing that gives you the most value. Your experiences, your struggles, your failures, your lessons, all those things can become an asset if you learn how to use them. Think about it. I broke my neck. Not everyone's broken their neck, but it's painful. It's difficult. It's not easy. But people can relate and go, wow, that was hard. That must have been hard. What's something I can learn from Simon? It's exactly the same with you. There's people that are going to they're going to find me, I rub them the wrong way, but you're going to be able to open doors. You're going to be able to talk to them. You're going to be talk to them on their level because of who you are, because of your experiences, because of what you've gone through in this life. Because someone out there is going through the same thing you've already been through. You can show them how to do it. You can give them guidance, wisdom, encouragement, perspective. Hindsight's a beautiful thing. I've been there, done that. I've experienced that thing. It was difficult. It was hard. It was challenging. I succeeded. I overcame. Great. There's actually life for you. I mentioned that I became a quadriplegic. And at the time, I didn't see it as an asset. It felt like a limitation. But over time, I realized that everyone goes through challenges. Everyone, if you live here long enough. And often that shapes our wisdom and we can carry on. We can learn resilience. We can learn new ways to do things. We can learn how to build a new life. Your story gives you something most people don't have: perspective. If you've overcome debt, you can help someone. If you've built a business, you can help someone. If you've walked through hardship, you can help someone. Your pain can often be someone else's roadmap. Things you've been through in life don't have to be wasted. They can become wisdom that creates value for others. Okay, number 4. This hidden asset is something that takes years to build. And once you have it, it opens up doors money can never buy. Are you ready? Number 4, your reputation. The 4th hidden asset most people overlook is their reputation. And reputation is something that takes you years to build, and it can open up doors ongoing. Reputation is simply that what people believe about your character. Are you trustworthy? Do you follow through with what you've said you're going to do? Do you do what you say? Do you say, let my yes be yes? Opportunities usually flow toward people who are trusted. Think about it like this. If someone had a business opportunity worth $1 million, they're not going to give it to someone they don't trust. They're going to give it to someone who is reliable, consistent, honest, dependable. That's what I would do. Is that what you would do? Yes? There's a lot of wisdom in the idea that a good name is more valuable than great riches, because a good reputation compounds over time. Many people are chasing money. They're neglecting the character that attracts that opportunity. Trust is one of the most valuable currencies in the world. Money can come, money can go, but a reputation can create opportunities for the rest of your life. Here, all right, you ready for number 5? This might actually be the most practical one, because it's the thing that small actions turn into big results over time. Number 5, systems. The surplus framework. Because the truth is, your life is largely shaped by systems you follow every day. You get up, clean your teeth, have a shower, you get dressed, you go to work. It's a system. It's a way of doing things. And most people think success comes from the big moments, the big decisions. But most success actually comes from small actions repeated consistently over time. This YouTube channel, I have YouTube Shorts, which I post on at least every day, sometimes more. And my main YouTube channel, this channel, where I post on at least once a week, consistently. Over time, it builds momentum. And systems are what makes that possible. A system might simply have a repeatable way of doing something. A budgeting system, a saving system, a learning system. I read a book every week. Oh, sorry, I don't. I wish I do. That could be your system. I want to read a book every month. That's where I'm at. An investing system, a daily routine of growth. These systems will keep you growing, right? Without systems, we rely on motivation. Do I feel like it today? No, but I've already developed a system that says I'm going to do it whether I feel like it or not. And motivation, because my motivation comes and goes. But systems create consistency, discipline, progress, growth. And that ties back to the last one, which was reputation. They go together. I'm going to do this thing every day or every week or every month, so that builds my reputation. One of the systems that changed how I think about money is learning how to create a financial margin. When you learn how to create surplus, you need to learn how to create it, you learn how to capture it, cultivate it, and then compound it over time. And that system can completely change your financial future. And that's what my book is about. a surplus blueprint and to do those 4 things: create a surplus, capture a surplus, cultivate a surplus, and compound it. That's what I've learned. Most people think that you have to wait until you have more money before you can start building assets. But the truth is, most of the assets in life come before money. You can build your skills, your relationships, your story, your reputation, and systems. And when you start developing those assets, financial assets will start to follow. You might feel like you're starting behind, but you're probably already ahead more than you realize. You've got those assets, you just got to develop them. And if you want to learn more, follow this channel, comment, like, check out my ebook about the surplus blueprint. Wealth doesn't always start with money. Sometimes it starts with developing assets within you. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you on the next video.